I'm Hig Martirosian. I'm the Dean of the College of Arts and Letters here at the University of Tampa. And we're sitting right now inside of Sykes Chapel and Center for Faith and Values here on the campus, which is one of our newer buildings. It's been here for about 5 years. This chapel was a gift to the university by John Sykes, who's a very prominent citizen of Tampa. And John has been a longtime friend, and at one point or another he suggested to the university that it would be important to have a place where students could gather for spiritual, ethical purposes. The building itself is sort of a synthesis of several design influences. There's a certain neo-Gothic quality about it, which is certainly reminiscent of older great cathedrals. But there was another driving force. There's sort of a truncated arch motif throughout the building. And I think to John Sykes, it represented hands in a position of prayer. I came here as an academic administrator. That's what I really do. But you can see behind me there's a very fine musical instrument, a massive musical instrument. It's a pipe organ. And my involvement in that is that I've been for almost 50 years now a concert organist. Pipe organ is one of the most complex and one of the most mysterious instruments ever invented. And that's what drew me to it initially. Like many young musicians, I started as a pianist, but it didn't take me much time to discover the mysteries of this wonderful instrument. So here we're sitting at the console from which one plays this pipe organ. This is not the organ itself. A lot of people seem to believe that this is where the sound comes from. It doesn't. It comes from the pipes that are in this instrument. There's about 3,192 pipes. The organ was invented by the ancient Greeks. There was a barber who had a hobby of plumbing, and he devised a cylinder into which water would flow and compress air. And once he had compressed air, there was a question of what am I going to do with this compressed air? So he attached a big whistle to the end of it. That principle is exactly what you see here 1,000 or more years later. So on the one end, there's lots of whistles in this instrument, well over 3,100 whistles, but they still work the same way as that ancient one did. And by the same token, I can control which of those I play through a computer that enables me to select combinations of these stops on the organ at will. And so I've got ancient technology coupled with 21st century digital technology. This is not a chapel in a very specific sense. That is to say, it is not a place associated with a particular denomination of religion of any kind. Rather, it's here so that student faith groups, meditative groups, people involved in reflection and so forth can come and use this building for those purposes at will. But I can tell you that it's an inspiring place in which to make music. And that's not just my reaction. We have many guest artists who perform here as part of the concert series that we run. And to a person, they tell us that this room motivates them to make beautiful music better than many other places. Audiences feel the same. They feel as though they're inspired by this relationship of space, of light, and of sound.